Hey, everybody, the day has finally arrived, and I'm a little disappointed. That's right, today is the day that Nintendo has finally revealed their brand new console, the successor to the Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2. And you're probably asking yourself, Ryan, why are you so disappointed? You haven't even seen the trailer for it yet. You're right, I haven't. But I'm already disappointed. But you're gonna have to wait until after we watch together the first trailer. Welcome everybody. This is the domain GPCE, which stands for Gaming, Pop Culture, and Entertainment. I'm Brian Daniels. Do us a huge favor. We cover all those things and more. Do us a huge favor and subscribe to our channel. Like this video if you do. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time because I got a lot to say. I got some serious thoughts about this console and a lot, just everything surrounding it. But before I do that, let's get to the console reveal. So here it is, and here we go. I've not seen this yet, so let's see what we got. Here we go. Okay, we're starting with the original. Okay, great. All right. All right. New look. A little bit of a new look. All right. Okay, those are bigger. They kind of have to be. Right? Okay. Okay, that's where they're putting the color at this time. That's interesting. Let's hope they solve the Joy-Con glitch. There it is. So there it is. All right. Oh, we got. Is this a new Mario Kart? I wonder. Oh, there's the dock. This here. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this real quick. We'll go back and read this. We'll go back and read this. Nintendo Switch 2 Direct on April the 2nd. All right. Hands-on events will be held around the world. Okay. That's all we get? That's all we get. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back without the sound this time. And there's your Switch 2. So they started us off with the, what we've come to know the Switch to look like. Taking the Joy-Cons off. Got this new look to it. Some new buttons. Looks like another USB. Was that a secondary USB? Is that a second one? That looked like a second one. So we got one on the bottom, or is that the top, maybe that's the bottom? Top? There's two. I don't think the Switch currently has two USB-C ports on it. We got our new stand, the new kickstand. Looks pretty cool. You guys are probably wondering why I'm not real hype for it. I'll tell you. There's reasons. There's reasons for this. Okay. And we're gonna look at the Joy-Cons are obviously different. So they kind of did the inverse Obviously, the Joy-Con's got to be bigger because the screen is bigger, the handheld's bigger. So on the right Joy-Con, you've got the red around the joystick, and I'm guessing that's red. That looks kind of more like a peach color. um, with a expanded out a one that sticks out now. That looks like a C button. Does that say C on the left side? That looks like the C button that right there. Maybe or maybe not. You got your triggers there, and then on the left Joy-Con, you got the blue, and then these buttons pop out. This button up here, the one on the top, has an indent on it, so I wonder what that's all about. That's a new looking button. Did the Joy-Cons themselves have new button? Let me see. Let's take a look at the. There's a new button there. All right. I don't notice that on here on the top part, but anyway, we get to looking at this. All right, so they're gonna zoom in. They show off the buttons. Maybe have some new features on the buttons. They do this animation because they want to make sure people don't know there's no Joy-Con drift. They put that's kind of interesting. Let's take a look. So they snap on the little the little wrist straps on them. So there's your wrist straps. The wrist straps go over. There's where the straps come out. I think that's the button you have to push to take the wrist strap off. Right? That's the button to take the wrist strap off. Um, and then we get to what I'm guessing is the gimmick for this one is these snap on like on the side. Um, so that one snaps on. They play a snap effect they do before. So I'm guessing this is gonna be how when we got the first Switch, it did with it slid down. So I'm guessing now for the Switch 2, it's gonna be gonna hit it from the side, I guess. Um, yeah, that's gonna be it. So 2. Nintendo Switch 2. I'm very shocked that they used a number. They actually are calling it it's a numbered sequel to a console. They've never done that before. They've never done a numbered sequel to a console. I mean, we had the Wii U. So we got the back of the Switch 2 with the Switch 2 branding. You can see the back here pretty well. Coming around to the front. So there's your Switch 2. It looks just like the one I have. It's just a little bit bigger. Now, granted, this is a first look trailer, so this really is just our first look, obviously, at the console. Um, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. You'll find out after we look at this, after I do the whole go back here. So we're looking at the first time. I'm trying to get to it. We see it docked. So there's your new dock. Much more rounded, obviously bigger for the reason the console is bigger. Plugged into, and then you've got your Switch 2 controller that I'm assuming is going to come with it, much like it did on the regular Switch, first Switch. So there it is. So there's your console. It's got Mario Kart running on it. I don't know if this is Mario Kart 8. Maybe this is a new Mario Kart. I don't think it's a new Mario Kart though. I think they're going to wait and show new games. And then it's about to do the Switch thing. 2025. This is coming out this year, which all right, this is what I wanted to read. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. The Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible. With the Switch 2, details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. So, and then this graphic is showing that if you can play it on a Switch, you can play it on a Switch 2. And this is also an interesting graphic too to look at because it lets you see just how much bigger the Switch 2 is in comparison to the Switch. It is bigger. All right. I'm disappointed though. I just I feel kind of mad. And then we get the announcement of the Nintendo Direct. So this will be a Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. It's going to be on April the 2nd. So there you have it. I don't think there was there any more news after this. Here we go. Then there's the logo, Nintendo Switch 2 Experience, series of hands-on events held around the world. For more details, check the official Nintendo website. All right, so there's that. Okay, so there you have it. So there is the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. I'm disappointed. There is the video game industry. I feel isn't as magical as it used to be. There was a magical sense to the industry where we didn't really know much of anything about anything a long time ago. I guess what I'm saying is I miss being surprised. I miss that sense of allure. This console was the first console that we really had people print 3D models of that we basically already saw the console before Nintendo revealed it. And that's why I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that this industry and those that cover it, like my fellow content creators, have basically ruined the surprise. Is it really a reveal if you've already seen this thing months ahead? Not really. I'm disappointed that nothing the magic of video games is kind of gone. And with this console having been leaked multiple times by not just content creators, which is one thing, but by companies that make accessories for it, that's a whole other thing. That's disappointing. I'm 40. I grew up in the era of Sega versus Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the NES, Super Nintendo, if you will, too. I grew up in that decade and the 80s and 90s. And back then, when you saw a console for the first time, especially as a kid, that magic was there. You didn't know what it looked like. You knew next to nothing about how it was going to be until you got your hands on it. Now, and I'm not saying you can't know what it's going to feel like until you actually use the product, because let's face it, none of us know. There's probably still some information we don't know about this console. Like, what's it actually going to do differently than the last one? Um, but outside of that, we didn't have to worry about people leaking things or that magic of the reveal wasn't was still there. Now that magic, thanks to the internet, is gone. Some people have asked me, Brian, why haven't you shown the leaks? Brian, why haven't you got into the discussion of people leaking things? Because we don't want to be that kind of brand that ruins things for people. Um, the only things we're going to cover here are anything official. So, like, I waited until Nintendo showed this for it to be official. I'm not in. Yeah, I could have shown the 3D printed models and done videos. Yeah, we could have done that for clicks and views, but I don't need clicks and views that bad to the point where I'm gonna also be one of those people that just ruins surprises for people. I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that here. And that's where the magic is gone. And that's why I'm disappointed. It's one reason why I'm disappointed. The second reason why I'm disappointed is I was really hoping that that all the leaks weren't true. I was hoping, I hope that this isn't what the console actually looks like. Because I don't want the Switch 2. One, I'm disappointed because it's called the Switch 2. I really thought it was special when Nintendo brought out a new console and it was something completely different, something we had never seen before, and a name that we had never heard before. I was disappointed when they called the Wii U, the successor to the Wii U. was like, really? So I'm already disappointed that everybody called this console by its name. Everybody knew the name well in advance. It wasn't official by Nintendo, and I know going into it we didn't know for sure, but this is the first console where everything was ruined. The look of the console was ruined. The name of the console wasn't a surprise. Even the date of Nintendo announcing it wasn't a surprise. It sucks. It just sucks. Sorry, my camera's on my laptop. That's why it's bouncing up and down like that. And I miss that magic. I miss that magic of not knowing what the thing is going to look like. And I know some people can be like, well, you don't know for sure until you see it. And you're right. But I'm disappointed that everybody was right about what this thing looked like. And I'm disappointed that it looks the way it does, too. Let's talk about that. The other disappointing thing. I'm disappointed that this is just a bigger version of what we already have that's going to make the games look prettier. I feel that um, there was when I look at Nintendo, I expect revolution. I expect something different. And here, it's the it's just the exact same thing we already have, but a little bit bigger, and the games are going to look a little bit prettier, and the Joy Cons just attach a different way. Now, granted, we don't know the entire details of this console until the 2nd of April. We don't, because remember, I was telling people when I did talk about this, my thoughts on what the people would ask me, like, what do you think about what console's going to be? I was like, well, it's going to have a gimmick, right? Isn't that what Nintendo does? Is gimmicks, like, the whole the Joy Cons having the haptic feedback and things like that. I think are pretty cool. What's the gimmick going to be? I hope it's not just that they snap on the side. I hope that's not the gimmick this time around. Um, if there even is one, I'm just disappointed all the way around. I didn't want this console to look anything like what everybody thought it was going to look like, which is really just another Switch but bigger, where everything just looks the same but bigger. Um, I was hoping this would be a real innovative console by Nintendo that was going to be something completely different. Like I was telling people, I thought it'd be kind of cool if it was a dual, like a almost like a DS version of a Switch. Where you have two screens and it folds over, and you fold it over to put it into the dock. At least something completely different. This is not anything completely different. This is just the same thing with a different means of attaching the Joy Cons. I'm disappointed um, that we waited 8 years for. And what's disappointing is this Nintendo being this disappointing, because I remember when we went from the Wii U to the Switch, it was an entirely different thing. And the innovation was having a handheld that I can also dock and play on TV. And I remember as we got closer to this reveal, I was like, "Oh, what's going to be the thing? How are they going to revolutionize gaming?" Because I felt Nintendo was the last great company that was really doing things different and not just the look. I know some people say you're so focused on the look, because that's what we've come to expect from Nintendo. But how is this going to revolutionize the industry? And I don't feel at all this has yet. Um, so I'm disappointed. Um, and for a number of reasons, some of which are not Nintendo's fault. Um, it's the fault of the industry, the community, everybody rushing this thing. I remember people were saying, "Oh, Switch Pro, Switch Pro, Switch 2," just rushing it. I was even hoping that Nintendo would not call it the Switch 2. Please let it be a different name. No, the magic of the video game industry is gone, folks. Everything is ruined now. People are impatient. People can't just wait. It's all about clicks and views. And don't get me wrong, this video, is not just about clicks and views. I do hope to get those, but the difference between us and them is we weren't trying to show you all the things and ruin the surprise, and we will always be that way. And I feel that does make us better than other channels. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to ruin things for people. I don't need clicks and views that bad, but I hate when people leak things anyway. I hate when surprises are ruined. This happens. I'm a pro wrestling fan, and I hate it when it happens there. I hate when when we already know a person's going to come back or a person's going to debut. And I miss the magic we had before the internet. That makes me sound like an old man, and quite frankly, I don't care. I just miss a time when we had surprises, and I miss when Nintendo's surprises hit, and this didn't obviously hit for me. You saw when I watched the video, I was just like, yeah, because I had already seen all this, and it sucks. So there you have it. That's my reaction, if you call it one, to the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal by Nintendo, officially made today, officially dropped today. Um, I will be here April the 2nd to live stream the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Let me know your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2. Drop them down in the comments below. We will be covering it officially now, since Nintendo has talked about it. Let me know your thoughts on the magic. Do you guys miss the magic of video games and knowing and not knowing about things until you see it in front of you? I sure do. But thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys.